Hello, good morning. Welcome to Mode 7, where we'll be talking about forms and user interaction. Forms are basically those features in your website that allows user to be able to get in touch with you with their informations and their required data, right? Forms are made up of different input types. The input types like name, email, file upload. Um, we're talking about multiple options, radio feeds, um, yeah, text, right? Password characters, and different kind of input feeds, right? There's no input feed that you want for a form that's not available, right? Depending on what kind of form are you creating, are you creating a booking form? Are you creating a contact us form? Are you creating a an appointment form, right, or a payment form? And depending on what kind of form you're doing, this actually determines what kind of input feeds should be on your form, right? And forms are basically the way they interact with the website is they are basically done to issue a send request to the server, which are the data that are sending after you click on the submit button. When you click on that submit button, the data has been submitted in the storage and be processed in the database. After then, the admin now call the data, which is the get method. When they call data, the data are being called through the get method to retrieve all the entries so that the admin can see all data that the users as was it called sent to the database. So these are basically how forms works, right? We're going to be using no code tools to develop our forms. A simple drag and drops features, which does not take you to, code and all of that. So, since we are not doing no code development, so there's no need to go back to, using coding to develop our forms. There are easy plugins, easy features that you can use right now to develop your forms easily, right? This is a simple chart of how forms works, right? Inputs from input that the user does and to data storage. Once it stores, it processes it, and then analysis is being done, right? Analysis is being done based on what kind of data you're receiving, right? If you're receiving different data, so analysis, these forms helps you to do some kind of analysis to ensure the numbers of the entries you are entering, the statistics of the data that have been received and all of that. So, right, this is basically the form validation where you have to make sure your forms collect correct information. You have to make sure that all information received by the form are correct and you validate it, right? So these are the things that we'll be doing today, and I'll be going right straight to install a plugin, a form plugin that will help us to do this on our no code development CMS, right? So can you follow me and let's do this together, right? So I want to log into the dashboard right now, to the dashboard of the CMS, and install a plugin called W3P form, right? So these forms, right? Okay, let me just go back again. I think I've installed it before. Let me go back again and uninstall so that you can see how it goes, right? So, or let me try to use another form entirely, right? So, you're gonna search, go to your plugin place and search forms. Once you search forms, you go directly and install this and activate it, right? Install it and activate it. Once you do that, it's going to install and activate it. You go directly to the form where you after installation you're going to see the form, like a navigation in your dashboard, right, like this, right? So you click on new forms, click on new forms, you create your new form, you ask it to create a new blank page, right? So you create your new blank page, and then what you do is that you begin to add your fields, right? Begin to add your fields. So different fields you want. You can say email. I want email, right? If you want your email, you go to your input field. You want your name field, you put it. You want a country list, different kind of feeds that you want. You can customize your own feeds too. Maybe you want to collect, you can say address, right? You can collect address depending on what you want to collect, right? Depending on what you want to collect. So these are these are the things that will make your form good, right? Depending on what you want to collect for your form, that's why I'm saying you just get to play with it. And if you want to create a radio feed, this is a radio feed. You enter your you can say gender, you can say gender, and then change your options to male, female. So what to get this data around the right, what you're going to do is you just find a simple manual form that you can automate, right? And then you can do this, via this plugin, right? So let's save it, and because of the time, let's save it and then preview what we've done. Let's save it and preview what we've done. So this is what we've done. So since we have done this, right? So what we can do now is to embed this form in our page. So you're gonna use whatever page you have created before. So you're gonna create a page called Contact Us. Add a page. Add your page. Call the page. You can call the page a form page. Like publish the page. Once you publish the page, you can embed. Can embed your form here by clicking on plus sign short code, right? Click short code and put the embed code there, and then click on save. Once you do that, you can preview your page and then you see your form inside, right? You see your form that you just created inside, right? This is the form, right? Right. So what you do now is you can put your name, your details, and then submit. Once you submit, you can go back to your dashboard. As an admin, you can now see your entries. You go back to your dashboard to see your entries. Which entries? You go back to see your entries. This you will see the entries right now. Then the statistics table. This is the statistics table of what, right? So you can see the entry here. So you can view it and see what the user just submitted right now, right? This is basically right. There are other things to do with the form, like you can ask the form to send an email of the user data to you, right? By going to your form and setting some kind of settings inside, right? Let's go to settings of our form, and then let's try to do some settings. You can change the message that is being shown when you send the message. You can do a lot of things, right? This is the message that's being shown after you submit a form. You can ask the form to redirect to a URL after you submit the form. You can ask the form to send an email notification to whatever email you want, right? By clicking on settings, you had, set all this right. All right. So that's how basically form works. So form fits is just basically to add a feature of an extra feature to your website to make it look complete and all of that. So that's the scope of what we're doing today. And you can add, I've also studied about validations, right? All the validations you can do on email, you can also add it here. Like for example, an example of a validation is this validate your email. So if you say yes, if the email does not contain a particular feed, you can say it should display an error, right? So that's the typical example of validating your feed, right? So that's how form works. And yeah, see you at the next class, right? And make sure you follow through the assessment. Make sure you follow through the assessment. Try to go through the assessment. Try to see um, and fill the answers correctly, right? Yeah. So I'm going to see you in the next class. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Bye.